XRP and Opendoor. These are the cryptocurrency and stock that I am being asked the most about. So I figured, let's make a video, talk about the long-term, short-term implications for this crypto and this stock. Obviously, XRP has Ripple and they have things going on. But today we're going to look at it from two angles. We're going to look at it from a fundamental angle and also look at the charts and analyze what's going on in the charts to try to identify what's going on. Before we get into that, we're going to look at what's going on in the market and see if we can kind of correlate these things together. If you're into this kind of stuff, go ahead, hit that subscribe button to get this video and more videos like this. But with all that said, I don't want to waste your time. Let's get right into it. So today, this is from Market Watch. Currently, it is 3:30 p.m. On Thursday, September the 4th. NFL starts today, so excited about that. But the Dow is currently up. S&P 500, NASDAQ are all up, and we'll see why that's kind of weird in a second. But the volatility index is down, gold is down, and oil is down. So, it's kind of risk on at the moment. Except the funny thing is when you come over here and look at crypto, crypto's down across the board. You look at the big ones, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Solana, Cardano. These are all down. Cardano is down 4%. Ethereum is down 4%. So these are some big moves. So why can this be happening? Why is this one of the things that's occurring right now? A lot of it is because tomorrow we're getting the jobs report. And this usually happens. The jobs report will come out, and then we'll see that there's kind of a divergence between stocks and crypto. They react differently. Right now, a lot of traders are de-risking from their crypto and trying to get ahead of whatever comes out on the report. Obviously, from the work here, it looks like they're expecting the jobs numbers not to be so optimistic. And obviously, if they're bad, that means stocks, crypto will be down. The VIX will probably be up. But let's get into the meat of potatoes. Why did we come here? We came here to talk about XRP. So if you look at the chart here, after July's vertical impulse, XRP shifted into a corrective phase. Since mid-month, it has rebuilt with higher lows, and we just broke a key ceiling. So near-term structure is bullish, but still vulnerable to shakeouts and resistance. The price pushed above the prior ceiling of around $5.03 after spending most of August oscillating between 412 support and 503 resistance. That's something to look at there. So if you look at the charts here, some of the near term, we're kind of stuck in this funnel here. And this is specifically for XRP. Not every single crypto is reacting the same since July. But this is where we are right now with XRP. You have the 270 where it's kind of like if it goes beneath that, I see more downturn for this cryptocurrency. But right now it's kind of in this trading range. It's kind of going up between 289, coming back down 280. So a friend of mine, he kind of sold at 279. And he's been waiting for it to drop, and it did drop, but it dropped so fast that he wasn't able to buy back in. Not only that, I got to ask him the name of his platform that he's doing his buys and sells in, but he was going to sell about $15,000 worth of XRP, and before he pulled the trigger on it, he realized that the platform was going to charge him like $680 in fees for selling that. So I told him, like, you shouldn't move that cryptocurrency to another brokerage that's not going to charge you like that crazy to just make a simple buy or sell. So just keep in mind, before when you're executing these trades and you're trying to, buy high, sell low, if you're doing the trading thing, you should analyze whether it's kind of benefiting you or not, because like if your brokerage fees has really high fees or fees at all, then you have to incorporate that into your mentality whenever you're buying or selling. Some fundamentals to watch out right now is that there's regulatory overhang. It's kind of lighter after the core outcomes around XRP, which reduce binary headline risk. But Ripple's product push matters for medium term. Payment corridors and partnerships are expanding. Plus, its USD stablecoin initiative can add on-chain liquidity if adoption grows. XRPL updates are a liquidity driver. Native AMM pools are live, and EVM-friendly efforts aim to widen supply. If net releases grow and key technical inflation points happen, this will influence sentiment. There's also the market structure catalyst, which include any progress on broader crypto ETP listings, which could spark short-term sentiment pops if they lower friction. We kind of talked about that yesterday. There's a lot of bullishness in Ethereum because they have their products that are coming out on the stock exchange with exchange ETFs, but if this, Solana is supposed to be next in line, so people are buying Solana, hoping that when the products start releasing for the globe on Solana, that people are already ahead of that. And then a lot of people predict that after Solana, XRP will be next in line for these products. So as you see, these are the key levels here that we're looking at. I have it around 270, but honestly, in the short term, I'm looking at 280. And this is like if it goes above 304, I can see it rising. But as of right now, if you look at this chart, it's kind of lower lows. And this has been since July. It's been lower lows and lower highs. And that's not something bullish that you want to see. And whether it's a cryptocurrency or a stock, you want to see higher lows and higher highs for you to, keep going on and stay invested in that. So, what would I do? How would I advise you? Again, this is like, I'm not your financial advisor, but if you are down here and you're like, your price point, you came in at 60 cents, $1.30 or something like that, take some profit. Don't be afraid to take profit. Even on a red day, like you still gotta, you don't know how low this thing can go. You know what I mean? All it takes is some bad news. And if you've already doubled your investment, pull out 100%, pull out that 100% gain that you made and just stay with the house's money. And when it drops below another point that you're comfortable buying back in, buy back in. But don't be afraid to take profits. It's a wise thing to do. It's a healthy thing to do. It doesn't mean you're not bullish on the long-term view of a cryptocurrency or stock. It just means you're practicing smart fundamentals as an investor. So just keep that in mind. All right. So let's look at the stock market. And this is the most active stocks today. The one we're going to talk about is Opendoor. As you can see, they're up 17% today. And the price is currently $6.02. If you've been following us for a while, you know that we've been talking about this cryptocurrency ever since it was like in the $1 range. So like, just keep in mind, it's not up just because it's a meme stock. Like this one actually has some fundamentals. But let's look at the chart. As of right now, I drew a few key lines. I drew one at 315. That's like a longer term lows. If we drop below 503, it could pass this baseline here, this support level at 412, and just keep falling all the way back down to 315. So keep that in mind. All right. So again, like we talked about, if you're down here, if you bought in down here, don't be afraid to take profits. If you didn't buy in, also don't feel like you missed the boat. Like watch these key levels, pay attention to the news on this specific stock. And if you hear bullish things on it, then, don't be afraid to pull the trigger on it. Would I do it today? No, because, this is a 1 month chart. If we're at the high of a 1 month chart, or if we go, let's say, to a 1 year chart, look how high we've gone. We were in a very healthy downtrend because it was going down, not like super fast. It like went down very, very slowly over the course of the year. And then this is not healthy. This is a very unhealthy thing, especially with not big updates coming through. Why can this be a bullish thing? Because, again, the Federal Reserve is going to cut interest rates, whether it's September, October, November. It's going to happen. And interest rate cuts are a bullish thing for this stock in particular because they deal with real estate. So just keep that in mind. This is the 5-day window. As you can see, we were here at 503. We broke above that. We were kind of trading there for about a week, and then we broke way above that, and now we're down off the highs of the day, which were about 606. We're down just under $6. So let's see if we trade sideways or if we end up falling down. As you can see, the last time it happened, it bounced up here back in August 25th, and the very next day, it dropped all the way down here to 422. Then it traded sideways for a while. It dropped. Then it had a big pop here to 503, and then it fell down to 439. So this one's having big ups and big downs, and then trading sideways, big ups, big downs, and then trading sideways. So let's see how this is going. I wouldn't be a buyer today because, as you can see, when those days when it bounces high, the very next day it has a big down. So what I'm seeing here, the price just pushed above the prior ceiling around 503 after spending most of August trading between 412 support and 503 resistance. That breakup follows a series of higher lows from 315 base, so the structure is bullish near term. Key levels to watch: immediate support is at 503. That's why I drew a line here. As long as price accepts above and builds higher lows, momentum favors continuation. Next resistance sits around the number zone near 615. That's where it was trading today. And if 503 fails, again, the prior range midpoint around 412, which I painted down here, that's the major downside level. Above 503 and holding, I will respect the breakout and look for a push towards $6, $6.15. If that wicks below and reclaims, would be my preferred continuation trigger. Trend on this time frame is higher highs and higher lows since mid-month, but we're about extended intraday. So first test of $6, they'll probably reject, but I'll be patient at the edges and avoid any mid-range entries. So again, right now, I'm not saying buy this. I'm just saying pay attention to it. Some fundamentals: the direction of mortgage rates and the 10-year yield since lower financing costs improve spreads and sell-through. Monthly housing data such as pending home sales, existing and new home sales, and active inventory because tighter supply and improving demand lift pricing power. Company updates on homes acquired and sold, contribution margin per home, days to sell, inventory turns, and any change to guidance. Some things to watch in the long term for Opendoor is the housing cycle and affordability backdrop, with sustained lower rates and constrained supply favoring the model, while prolonged high rates compress spreads. The accuracy and resilience of pricing and risk models through different markets, which shows up in fewer write-downs and steadier margins. Scale advantages in renovation and logistics, and resale channels that lift unit economics as volumes grow. So essentially, just pay attention. The Fed's going to drop rates, and that's when I would definitely look for any bullish sign on this. And it could be a buy the rumor, sell the news. That's another thing I would pay attention to. Is this something that is going to be continue to have a bullish trend when the Federal Reserve actually pulls the trigger and says, all right, we're dropping rates down. So those are some of the key things I'm looking at. XRP holding, Opendoor, again, we've been in it under $1. So again, XRP, Opendoor, I'm holding. I did sell yesterday. Do I feel bad because it continued to go up? No. I didn't feel that bad. I still made a profit. I didn't sell a lot. I sold about 10% of the position. So again, I still have 90% of the position to see what plays. But one thing that I have done is I have taken profit of everything I've put in. I haven't bought any more since about the $3 range. It was about $3.30 when I bought about 2,000 shares of Opendoor. XRP, I haven't bought or sold this month at all. I am looking for under 280 to buy, and I'm looking at around 315 to sell in the short term. But for my long-term position, my big holding, I'm just going to hold it. I have no intention of buying or selling that. I want to, I do believe in the long term, so I'm going to be holding that. But thank you guys for watching. As always, invest in me and press that like button. Invest in yourself and smash the subscribe button. It literally costs you nothing. Until next time.